All right, so today the media just like woke up. It was like, hey, I'm actually going to be a journalist today. The media finally decided that they were not going to take KJP's placid niceties and these blatant non-answers that she always gives. They pushed back, and KJP had to stop everything to lecture them on how she felt disrespected for being asked real questions.
What I can tell you is that the president has seen a neurologist 3 times, and I read to you what the neurologist has said. And I read to you the last line. I could say it again. No findings which would be consistent with any cerebellar or other central neurological disorders such as stroke, multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's, or ascending lateral sclerosis. That is from February. Has the president been treated for Parkinson's? No. Is he being treated for Parkinson's? No, he's not. Is he taking medication for Parkinson's? No. So those are the things that I can give you full-blown answers on, but I'm not going to confirm a specialist, any specialist that comes to the White House out of privacy.
She went on to whine about more things. Like, excuse me for not trusting her. I mean, the first time she's ever been challenged in her career and she has this meltdown. I mean, could you imagine if she had to field the same questions that Sarah Huckabee did or Kayleigh McEnany or any of the Trump forward-facing press folks? KJP received like 10% of the treatment that Republicans receive every single day. And all this on the back of having the Parkinson's doctor. That's why they're asking this question, because there was a Parkinson's doctor at the White House and nobody let us know. Which makes a ton of sense now given the symptoms, according to the Mayo Clinic. Those symptoms include impaired posture and balance. Your posture may become stooped or may fall or have balance problems. Also speech changes. You may speak softly, where he never does that, or quickly, slur, or hesitate before talking. Your speech may be more of a monotone rather than having usual speech pattern. I mean, like, forever, guys, we have been screaming from the top of the mountain that this man, Joe Biden, is not well. We kept calling for cognitive tests and medical exams because everyone, literally everyone, can see with their own 2 eyes, except for the liberal media up until now, that this man is not well. And now we know why he may have been kept in getting that clean bill of health. Because, according to James Comer's investigation, thank God for this guy, it appears that the doctor, the White House doctor, was on the same money train as the rest of the Biden family. So I got to ask, was Biden's doctor being cut in on a family business dealing? Comer wrote to the White House doctor requesting a hearing with him saying, quote, the Oversight Committee is concerned your medical assessments have been influenced by your private business endeavors with the Biden family. Recent evidence obtained by the committee shows yours and James Biden's involvement with AmeriCorps LLC. If you recall, James Biden was paid over $600,000 by a now bankrupt rural health care chain. The day that money was deposited into James's account, his wife then wrote a check to Joe Biden for $200K for the loan repayment. Now, the current White House doctor, Dr. Kevin O'Connor, was one of the people who helped secure the financing for that company, AmeriCorps LLC. He never disclosed this to the public, and this is the first we're hearing about it. James Biden had about the same experience in health care as Hunter Biden did on natural gas when he took an $80,000 a month board seat in Ukraine, which was approximately, give or take, zero experience. He was hired solely because his last name was Biden. Same thing with James. So my question is the same as James Comer. Is Joe Biden's doctor lying and rubber stamping Joe's health as either some sort of financial contingent or worse? Because he might even be covering up more. In February, Kevin O'Connor, the doctor, this guy right here, submitted a letter to the world that Joe Biden fit as a fiddle. Even though those of us without a medical degree could clearly see that was not the case. The letter noted all the specialties of the exam at Walter Reed on February 28th of this year, folks. Optometry, dentistry, orthopedics, physical therapy, neurology, sleep medicine, cardiology, radiology, dermatology. There were a couple other ones in there. There is no way he didn't know. And if they really didn't know, then that's a problem. And if they did, this is like the classic flag for a problem with military doctors he saw. Or they just all together up and lied. Either way, they should all be fired for either incompetence or lying. Look, we know this White House doctor told the world that Joe Biden is actually healthier than what he is. That is a definitive yes. But how deep do those lies go? Comer noted another inconsistency. When asked if Joe Biden had received any medical exams since the last physical in February, his doctor said point blank, no. But when Biden was speaking to a group of governors last week, he said, yeah, he had been checked out by a doctor and everything was fine. Karine Jean-Pierre relayed this in a press briefing post-debate as well. As I mentioned, we are now finding out that Biden's doctor also met with a Parkinson's expert as well as other specialists that we never hear about. I mean, from an administration that ran on transparency and decency, you would think that they would let us know if he met with a Parkinson's expert. And Joe Biden melting down over anyone who asked if Joe is well. Lady, you need a CAT scan too. She's more concerned about her status than her husband's medicals, and these people are sick. And what's even crazier about all that is that Kamala Harris, the woman who's literally like one flight of stairs away from the presidency herself, said nothing during this whole thing. She was happy to just like go up there, lie to us every single day, tell us this man's capable of everything. She sat by while Biden had to leave. He had to have these. Do you see these note cards? He had to have these to find a podium on a stage by himself. This is why Hunter is camped out at the White House. Because just like Jill, like Dr. O'Connor and his brother James Biden, these people, forget that they need power because they are so worried that when Trump gets back into the White House, all of their corruption is going to be uncovered. And if the 20 million we know about was all there was, honestly, I don't think they would be going to these extents to cover it up. I'd be willing to wager that there are hundreds of millions of dollars that we don't know about with this family yet. This is about survival for them and nothing else. And they're circling the wagons to save it.